Hey free-to-play gang, welcome back to the second part of today's video. And I apologize that I had to split into two because I frankly didn't have enough time to digest everything, and I also didn't have enough time to digest my food as well. So, new features. We're gonna start off straight with the new features. So these are permanent fixtures to the game. Number 1, added chance ups Espers selection feature to the Shimmer pool. Wow, yes, everyone's celebrating, but the big but is over here. So in the Shimmer pool, a designated Shimmer legendary Esper can be selected as the chance up Esper. Will reset with version updates. This is a good and a bad, by the way. Now, after selecting when players acquire any Shimmer Legendary Esper from the Shimmer pool, they will have a 50% chance of acquiring the Chance Up Esper. Now, the Chance Up Esper resets when a version is updated. So, for this current update, what we are looking at is Raven as a designated Esper. So, you cannot actually change this. I think this is going to be fixed. And of course, on top of that, I do feel like you can activate it or not. I think it's really up to you because you can select it, which is what I'm focusing on here. So perhaps if you're not interested in getting Raven, maybe most of you guys are probably going to be more interested in Nusi and Unas, right? So if these are the two Espers that you care more about, then you might not want to select any of the Espers right now because it's probably only going to be Raven, right? So that's a new update to the Shimmer pool, and I hope this affects the gold record pool, or rather the Shimmer Espers within the gold record pool. Now next, added club trophy rewards. So I actually guessed this right. After the update, trophy rewards will be issued based on the club members' performances in the Ultimate Spire at the end of the Ultimate Spire season. So essentially, you're just gonna get more Nexus Crystals if your club is able to perform a little bit better in the Ultimate Spire, which is also a very difficult content because you're competing with so many other players in the world, and there is only one specific team comp per position, for example. So you need to win all the various different kinds of Esper alignments and all that. Now, the amount of Nexus Crystals claimed by each member is random. It's not based on who had the best score in the Ultimate Spire, for example. Alright, now let's move on to the rest of the new events. So we're gonna have the first one, which is the Leora and Elaine limited time echo event. So in this current banner, there's gonna be two wishing banners, right? So the first is going to be Athena and the second is gonna be Elaine. I mean to say the Wishstone's banner. Actually, hold on. This is something that I just noticed. The event offers a special chance of summoning Leora and Elaine from Echo Spins. Does this mean that the rates are actually going to go up for these two banners? Or rather, for the Gold Record banner, are they going to increase the drop rate of Leora and Elaine? If that's the case, I'm actually pretty hyped, but it's not actually clarified over here. Now, next up, we have the Dusk and Dawn event. So you have to use Leora for this. Where is it stated? I remember seeing it somewhere. Okay, Leora must be present in Leora's trial. So it's a good idea for you to obtain Elaine for free, right? She is R0 free, so that you can use both of them at the same time. And then I think they kind of like work really well with each other because they're going to extend their buffs duration a little bit, right? So yep, something like that. So I'm also very curious to know how this event works because clear as many waves as possible within the time limit to set your trial results. So this is a new thing, right? It's a new content. We have not actually had something like this before. So I'm very curious to see how this works and how certain Espers are going to shine here. So for example, if clear as many waves as possible is the thing, I think Mona is going to be really good. Ashley is also going to be really good. I feel like the new Camille Esper is actually going to be quite legit here because she has a lot of AoE attacks. So I think Espers with a lot of AoE attacks, maybe Gaius as well, right? Since this is a time limit based, not a turn limit based content, it's very important that you use very fast animation AoE damage dealers. So those are some of my options over there. And of course, on top of that, you need to have Leora as well. And next up, we have Star Shuffle, and this is where you can obtain the legendary Elaine for free. So during the event, players can obtain Starlight keys by completing daily quests. So you're not going to be able to obtain Elaine so quickly. You need to do daily quests or purchasing them with Nexus Crystal. So you can actually pay to win in this case. I don't think do I want to pay to win? I wonder. It's like essentially no benefit for me, right? If I pay to win by using Nexus Crystals this way. Anyway, they can spend Starlight keys to open chests on the map to acquire reward items or Lone Stars. Now, the event contains 3 phases, right? So there is the Endless Night, there is the Sparkling Galaxy, and there is the Morning Light. Once a sufficient amount of Lone Stars are collected, players can receive the grand prize for that floor or unlock the next phase. Now, once the third phase is completed, players will then receive Elaine for free. Yep, something like that. So that is a Star Shuffle. And just to be clear, right, this event runs from the 11th of April. And the same goes for Dusk and Dawn. So you're not going to have the benefit of both Leora and Elaine at the start. You might need to wait for quite a few days in order for you to use them together. And then next we have the beard contest, which I think this is the Markiplier event. I'm not sure why this is like so minuscule. So during the event, you can get beard energy by deploying Espers indicated on event page. Basically, I think Espers with beard, so Anki Chai for example. And when you use these Espers to clear stages such as event stages, Sonic Rift, Ritual Miracles, Sonic Miracles, basically just your typical PvE content and story stages, and collect enough beard energy to exchange for some rewards. Now next up we have the Ritual Miracle Conqueror, and this, I think this is a regular event, isn't it? Because it says becomes regular after the update on 11th of April. So clear Chronos difficulty 4 to unlock the event preview, and this event contains of 3 modules corresponding to Chronos, APEP and Fafnir. The idea is just to keep beating this a certain number of times per day to receive certain rewards, but the most important thing is probably going to be the main waves for the Fatum Sisters and Jinyu Yao. So in order for you to fuse Fatum Sisters and Jinyu Yao, who are probably going to be good for Chronos and APEP accordingly, it is going to be very important that you try to make the most out of this current event. But yeah, like I said, I'm not sure what this means, and I'm not sure why this is considered an event if it feels more like a permanent fixture to the game. And of course, apart from that, there is also ripples for Espers, including Ira, Xiaoyin, Joseph Stewart, Louis Li Guang, blah blah. Okay, so my assumption for this event is even though you can only obtain 1 copy of the Fatum Sisters and Jinyu Yao, I feel like every single time this event resets, right, I feel like it should reset, maybe according to different patches. And when it does, I think that's where you can get an extra copy of the Fatum Sisters and Jinyu Yao. So I think there's a possibility that it's not literally just 1 copy. I think it is possible that you can get multiple copies across many different updates. So of course, this is like the best way for you to obtain all the free-to-play Espers that you need to beat Chronos and APEP and Fafnir as well, right? So Li Guang and Louis for Fafnir, Joseph Stewart for APEP, and Ira Xiaoyin for Chronos. Yep. Okay, now next up we have the adjustments and optimizations. Not too much to talk about here. I think the most important thing is probably the highest floor for all Calamity Island players we increased to 60 from 200. Not sure how the math works here, but the second most important thing, I'm kidding, this is the most important part, added the BLITZ function to the Desolate lands, which is really helpful because each of the runs takes like 3 minutes, right? So I think blitzing is going to be meta for this content. Like it doesn't make sense for you to blitz Chronos and APEP anymore, or even Fafnir. This is the content that you need to start blitzing. So during Blitz, victory or defeat will no longer be affected by the turn limit. I think this only affects the Desolate lands because there is no technical turn limit, I think. I'm not sure whether this affects Chronos, for example, but it's more like if you exceed the final turn limit, then it will result in a failed Blitz. So they're just going to get rid of that. That is if it affects the standard Ritual Miracles. Now, there are going to be some changes to the way you can sell equipment, which is very handy. So it's going to be a lot easier for you to sell them in your equipment page, your inventory itself. But not only that, many players have been asking for this, and even in the Blitz battle result screen, you can start selling equipment, and you can also set what kind of equipment to auto sell in the settings before doing your Blitz itself. So they have finally added this massive QOL. This is so necessary. But yeah, so I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be super hyped about it. I know I am. I'm just going to instant sell all the elite relics that I'm going to obtain. I mean the elite equipments that I'm going to obtain. And honestly, that's about it. Okay, apart from the small little optimization of knockout, which I think is a de-optimization. That's it for the updates. This is a lot smaller than I thought, and it's more focused towards the new Espers, I think. So a lot of free new Espers, and I think a lot of content that kind of benefits new players, like farming Ritual Miracles, getting a lot of free rewards, getting a lot of like shop purchases, event shop purchases, just a lot of freebies to be expected. But I'm pretty sure that as we proceed towards the actual anniversary itself, there's gonna be more stuff included. Because I know for a fact that they're probably not gonna let us down for the anniversary itself, because this is Lilith Games after all. Anyway, with that said, that's it on this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. And oh my god, I nearly died. Hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and subscribe for more Dislyte content. Now with that said, this has been Dairy Free to Play, and as always, I will see you in the next video.